World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Yana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
Live from Soul City. Good morning, community. Good morning, community is a platform where members of the community can find out more about small businesses, artists, entrepreneurs, members of the community, and community-based organizations. Also, how to get involved, connect online, volunteer, or donate, as well as the resources and services they provide. At Good Morning Community, we offer encouragement, share resources. We encourage you to hold yourself accountable, and most importantly, we genuinely want to see you win. My name is Eartha Watts Hicks. I am the CEO of Eartha Tone Books, publisher of Love Changes, Graffiti Mural, and A Planner is a Girl's Best Friend, as well as a freelance writer, editor, and PR writer and affiliate for BlackPR.com, executive editor for Harlem World Magazine, and a longtime member of the Harlem Writers Guild. I am your host, and we're kicking off the new year with a special guest. And today's special guest is Tanay Jackson. She is a dynamic pop R&B artist, songwriter, video director, trained dancer, and actress known for Knights of the Avalon and The Actor's Diary and other creative projects. As president of Luna Music and Roth Entertainment, she champions her independent artistry while exploring fashion design inspired by her natural creativity. Her single Addicted gained strong online traction, reflecting her growing global reach. Yes, global reach, with international performances spanning, I'm going to ask her that question because I believe one of those locations may be Romania. But Tanay continues to evolve as an artist after 10 years, over 10 years in the entertainment industry, and also as a new mom. Congratulations, Tanay. Nice to have you here with us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, my first question is, how did you find yourself in this place of entertainment, choosing this as an art form for yourself?
I just knew that it was in me. I felt it. It's something I was very drawn to entertainment, music, since I was a child, and it's in my background.
Gotcha. Do you remember your first performance, and what was that song, or was it dance?
It was a song. I was in preschool, and I had some lines to say, and one of the kids had gotten me very upset right before I went on stage, and I started crying. So when I got on stage, I had an attitude. I didn't want to say one word. I didn't say my lines. I just stood there, and that was the first time I was ever on stage.
Wow. So the first time you were ever on stage, you didn't say your lines?
Correct.
Okay. That's an interesting story. Okay, so do you remember the first time you were on stage where you performed the way you would have loved to perform?
Okay, I was in the 4th grade and no one knew that I could sing. And I don't even know how the teacher knew I can sing. I don't know how she found that out, but she did. And she created a play, and it was about instruments and music. And she made me like the lead person. Everyone wanted the lead. And she said, no, I'm going to give the lead to Tanay because she has a beautiful voice. And I was in shock. I'm like, what? That was something I just kept to myself. Only me and a few of my close friends knew I could sing.
Oh.
We did the show,
Mhm.
and at the end of the show, she gave me flowers. I got a standing ovation by the school. The principal even asked who I was, and that was the very first day. We even did an encore performance.
Wow. 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 And high school, did you have any high school performances?
No, high school, I was performing. In high school, I was performing professionally already. I was in dance school. I was also a backup singer. And then I also had my schoolwork. I didn't have time to do like school plays and stuff like that by the time I was in high school.
Okay. Now, so you're a trained dancer. So what art forms or what dance forms did you learn, and how was that experience for you?
I started off with modern dance. I started off with jazz, and then I started off with hip hop. I do have a picture, on my social media of me doing ballet, and that, that can make people think that I'm a ballerina, but no, I'm not a ballerina. That's just what you have to do. You have to learn, the first um, basic steps of ballet if you're going to be a professional dancer. Where's the picture?
Oh, the ballet picture.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I was having trouble um, getting uploading this picture, but let me see if I can send this over now. Hold on. Hmm. So, how long did you study ballet and jazz and modern?
So ballet, I didn't study too much. Like I said, I had to do that. Um, it's like the basics of if you're being a professional dancer. If and when a child's learning how to read, they have to learn the alphabet, and that's the same thing with ballet. If you're going to be a professional dancer, whether you're doing ballet or not, you got to learn ballet. You're going to be a
Hmm.
professional dancer, and I didn't do that for very long. But dancing, I did for many years. I even choreographed. Some of my own videos, I helped choreograph some of the routines.
Hmm. Now, I'm going to say this, Tanae. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay. There's something going on with your sound as in you're going in and out. So can you just sit a little closer to your computer? And I love how our backgrounds are matching. Hmm. So, okay. Now, I know you have a you've gone overseas and performed internationally. What are some of the places where you've performed?
Romania, France, Amsterdam. I had an EP. I didn't even have a full album. I just had an EP, and it was just, it was shopped and promoted.
Mm-hmm.
And my manager at the time had gotten me this mini tour in Europe, and I was very grateful for that. That was the first time I even went to those parts of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I was just very grateful for it. And I made history when I went there because I was the second person from my family that was asked to come and perform in Romania.
Mm-hmm.
And they were opening up a new mall. And I was the performer for this opening, this grand opening of this big new mall that was so televised on Romanian television and news.
Mm-hmm.
The Romanians were very, very kind to me. Even when I left the country and I was going back on the plane, the
Mm-hmm.
people at the TSA in Romania was like, "Oh my God, I saw you on television. Oh, I know who you are. I saw you the other night." And I'm like, "Great, great."
Oh,
It was. They were very, very accommodating of me. They were very, very kind. I've never seen people so kind in my life. Actually, they were very, very, very kind.
Gotcha. Now, I seen some of your music video for
Hmm.
Fabulous.
Hmm.
Um, and immediately what I noticed was the style. Your style was amazing, and my first thought was, "Wow, who is her stylist?"
Hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I'm my own stylist. I don't have, big name stylists knocking down my door begging me to wear their clothing. I just, I have to put together my own creativity. Um, I just came up with ideas, something that looks, things that look fun, things that make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a professional seamstress, but I did play around with sewing when I was growing up. And my mom bought me a sewing machine. I used to see, I used to watch fashion shows on TV or what have you. And I used to see all these beautiful garments, and
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to wear them. And I had stumbled upon an area that had a lot of fabric where I was living, and I saw some of the fabrics that I saw on the runway, and I couldn't believe it. And I told my mother, I need this. I saw this on TV. I gotta. This is it. This is the fabric. And she'd buy me the fabric, and I'd stay in my room and I'd sew with my hands. I would
Mm-hmm.
cut the patterns out, and I would use like other clothing and make the patterns, and I'd take the needle and thread, and I'd sit there for hours just stitching it with my hands. And my mom went out, and when she came back, I had a full blown blazer with
Wow.
with feathers going around the collar. And she looked at me and she looked at it and she said, "Wait a minute." She said, "This is the piece of cloth that I left you with."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Yeah." And she was like stunned. And then she went, "Okay, I'm getting you a sewing machine tomorrow." And she did. She came into the house with a sewing machine the very next day, and I've been just, dabbling with it. I've put it down over the years, as I became an adult. But when I had to do my videos, I needed to, and stage and live performances, I needed to look good and stand out. So I put my creativity and my sewing, craft together, and I
Mm-hmm.
came up with, those outfits.
Yeah, no, your style is really creative. And you also direct your own videos. Is that correct?
Yes, so I don't shoot the videos. I
Mm-hmm.
direct them. I make them go the way I want to go. I write the treatments for the video, and that's basically it. I write the treatments, I style it. I don't do my own makeup for the video, and I don't shoot the video. That's someone else.
Okay, because the visuals were beautiful with the flashing colors and the color changes and how they popped against the outfits that you were wearing. For an independent artist, that was an amazing job.
Thank
For a major artist, that was a nice video. So, I'm amazed that it pops the way it does. So,
you.
congratulations on that.
The,
Um, can you?
the, the same person who shot that video is the same person who shot Little Uzi's first video. Uh,
Ah,
Flashing colors was done in editing, and that was done by them.
okay, okay. And can you tell me a little bit about that mask?
Oh, I built that. I sat in my room for one whole day. I didn't sleep. I I just had a I don't know. I just thought that we would be wearing masks, and I said, okay, let me elaborate on that. My dancers in the video, they had leather masks going around their
Hmm.
mouth, and this was right before COVID. No one, everybody thought
Wow.
it was being weird, but I knew that we were gonna be like that, and I had them wear the leather mask, and then I created a cyborg mask. And for those who don't know what cyborg is, it's half human, half robot. And I just got some lights with a remote control. I gave the remote control to the people who were shooting, and they controlled the lighting on it. I'm no electrician, so I spent like hours in my room putting these lights together on the mask so that it would make sense.
Wow. Wow. I mean, it looks amazing on camera.
Mhm.
Here's some of the images that I just forwarded so that they could be viewed. I love this look.
Thank
Very,
you.
very, very creative. Um, when I see some of these looks that you do, I wonder if you extend that service to other artists. Have you thought about styling other artists or even managing other artists? Because I
I
mean, this.
I would not manage another artist. I won't be interested in that. Styling other artists, if I got the job doing it, maybe. It's
So
not
you're
something.
open to styling? You're
I mean,
open?
maybe.
Okay.
I don't. It's not something that I had planned to do. I don't style for other artists right now. This particular look that you're seeing,
Mm-hmm.
it was inspired by Alice in Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yes, so that's how I got that. That's like a punk Alice in Wonderland sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's very, very beautiful with the playing cards and the skirt and the frill, the tulle. I'm not sure if it's but it crinoline, but
Mhm.
it looks wonderful with the thigh high boots, and it's just very clever, and it's also not something that you'll see everywhere. And this is amazing if for you to have done this yourself with your own sewing skills.
Mhm.
I love it. I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And here's your headshot.
Mhm.
And your website, TanayJackson.com. So those who are watching, if you want to find out more about Tanay Jackson, visit her website, TanayJackson.com.
The website is currently down right now, but for
Oh,
2026, I will be putting it back up because I.
okay. So follow her on Instagram at official underscore Tanay Jackson on IG. And that's how you can connect with Tanay.
Yeah.
Official underscore Tanay Jackson. And here is Tanay in her ballerina dance pose.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes. So you're not a fully trained ballerina, but you did study ballet in your dance journey.
Yes. It was
Gotcha.
required.
Gotcha. 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 Well, okay. So now your first single, you wrote your first single.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So how has songwriting been for you? Is that something that comes easily, something you struggle with, or is it just a matter of journaling and letting those thoughts just kind of roll into verse?
The third one, it's more about for me. It was more about journaling. I
Mhm.
used to write all the time when I was in school. I used to write my thoughts. I used to write my feelings because I was more of a loner. I didn't really have anyone to vent to, and I
Mhm.
didn't care to vent to anyone. So I used to put it on paper. And doing
Mhm.
so, I created songs. I started putting it into song format.
Mhm.
I started learning what's trending in music as far as lyric writing. Like, lyrics are not very emotional right now.
They're not very emotional. No, they're not. Mm-mm.
No, no, lyrics are
Mhm.
not very emotional right now. And that was the type of writing I did when I was coming up in the business and when I was young. They're more straightforward, they're more rude, they're more sexual, they're more hypersexual and stuff like that. And me personally, I don't feel comfortable writing about sex.
Gotcha. No, it's I think that's kind of a loss,
Hmm.
um, because songs teach us how to live and how to live better and how to go after our dreams. So if everything is hypersexualized or over the top or infusing violence or whatever, it's like we're
Hmm.
missing the point. And then we're giving the children a soundtrack to their daily lives that's toxic, you
Right.
know. So I see what you mean. You know, like yesterday's song was "Solid as a Rock" by Ashford and Simpson, or um, Baby Be Mine, just beautiful love songs for, Anita Baker's whole catalog, Sade's whole catalog, these were beautiful, beautiful songs,
Hmm.
so, it's now there's her. I love her catalog and the work that she's doing with her artistry. Um, but as far as, and I definitely love Anthony Hamilton. Who inspires you?
Right now, no one.
Ah,
Honestly, right now, no one. As far as lyric writing and songs, no one inspires me. I haven't felt inspired by music for a long time, actually.
mm-hmm,
Before it was, growing up, it was like, Tony Braxton, Whitney Houston. It was those people because R&B and singing was actually still popular in the mid 90s, late 90s. Coming into the 2000s, it was more rap. It was more, and R&B in the early 2000s. It wasn't really, I don't know. It as a musician, it just didn't hit me the way it used to.
yeah. I see what you mean. As far as cover tunes, what's your favorite cover tune?
Oh, I have many. I have many favorite cover tunes. I can't think of one right now, but I have many. I'm not used to doing too many cover tunes because I'm used to writing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I perform, I'm used to performing my own stuff. Cover tunes, I don't. I have a few that I like, but I can't. It can't come to mind right now. It's not something I do often.
Gotcha. Now, as far as your acting, when did you start acting?
Acting is just something I got into. I stumbled into it. But I think that acting right now is something that might be good for me because we don't have a music industry anymore. It's an independent artist arena right now, which
Mm-hmm.
which I would probably fit into, but the structure is just so I don't know. But acting, I stumbled into it because actually I was in class one day and I
Mm-hmm.
decided to come out and have a bite to eat. And I started talking to somebody in the deli, and they were like, "Yeah, yeah, and Dave Chappelle has a show, and they're looking for extras and stuff like that." I didn't even know who Dave Chappelle was. I didn't know who he was, nothing. And they gave me an address, and I went there, and I gave in a headshot, and boom, I was on the Dave Chappelle show as an extra, and that was the first time I did any type of professional acting. From there, I went on to audition for Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Tisha Campbell had gotten that part because they didn't
Gotcha.
feel that I fit the part. They made me read for her part, but I didn't fit it at the time. It was for, if you look at Empire, it was for a singer that used to be signed by Empire that was older and wanted to come back, and they just didn't feel that I looked like that.
Gotcha. So, what was it like being on the Dave Chappelle show?
It was hilarious. I had a lot of fun. They fed us a lot. Dave Chappelle was very, very funny. Um, he had us laughing the whole time. We couldn't even keep like a straight face with him. Um, I was on the episode where he was playing the first black president with the aliens. I was a news reporter in the background. Then I was uh, on the scene when he was the rapping black sheep. And then there were like two other episodes that I was on as an extra, and he was just very cool to work with. Um, his wife and his son came, and
Mm-hmm.
I got to see them, and that was basically it. I think I saw him again in passing, you know, years later, but to actually work with him, that was my first time even knowing who he was. Like everybody on set was like, "Oh, that's the guy from Half Baked," and I'm like, I didn't even watch that movie. I knew nothing about him, but
Wow.
yeah, and then the next thing you know, I go home and I watch TV like a couple of months later. It was heavily promoted, his show. The Dave Chappelle show was heavily promoted. I was seeing it everywhere on billboards, you name it. I was seeing it on bus stops, I was seeing it everywhere. And this was after I had filmed. This was after taping. And then I went home and the show was just really, really popular and it was all over television. And I told my mom, I was like, I'm on the Dave Chappelle show. And then I told my dad, I'm on the Dave Chappelle show. He said, that's wonderful. That's good. And then I told him the episodes that I was on. And he asked me if I was going to go into acting. And I said, I don't know. I'll think about it. But fast forward to 2026, acting is something that I want to do now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you taking acting classes, going
I
that
have.
route. You are,
I have.
you have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I know like I'm located in New York, and New York is a good place to kind of catch different programs. The School of Dramatic Arts, East Barron. There's all kinds of places and workshops and theaters and groups that you could connect with. The New Heritage Theater, the New Federal Theater, and it's all here if in New York, if you want to open yourself up to different opportunities, especially the Dwyer Center, which is on West 123rd Street. They have resources over there as well for up and coming artists and actors, and also they're really good about connecting actors to resources. And that's the Dwyer Center. But yeah, it's a journey, and I know with the amount of time that you've spent as an entertainer, investing in yourself and in your artistry, what advice would you give to your younger self? Like if you could reach back and whisper some words of encouragement to the you that you were at the very beginning of your endeavor into acting and entertainment, what advice would you whisper to your younger self?
I would whisper to my younger self what they're going to face in the future because what I had to go through in this business, and I'm thankful that I got a lot of pointers and a lot of teachings from my dad about the business, which saved me from a lot of stuff. But
Mhm.
I still faced, a lot of things in the business. As a female coming up in the entertainment business, it's harder. You know,
Mhm.
I want to say it's male dominated, but females do get the bitter end of the stick. And you
Mhm.
gotta be tough. So I would whisper to my younger self all the things that I saw, all the things that are in the future, and what to look out for and what to dodge.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Now, have you thought about going into directing, as far as directing other people's music videos, or no?
No. Um, Me directing my own videos is a business move. I wouldn't do it for other people because I don't want to get as an artist, I don't want to step on their vision. I'm sure that a lot of artists have their own vision for their videos, and I'm sure a lot of video directors have visions for how they want the artist video to go. I don't want to, do that for another artist. I feel like I march to the beat of my own drum, and I
Hmm.
feel like the way I direct videos is only patent for Tanay Jackson.
Hmm. Okay. All right. So, of the songs that you've released, which one is your favorite?
I think Fabulous was my favorite. Addicted got a lot of attention. It went worldwide, but I really did love Fabulous. That was a fun song to make. It surprised people because they didn't know I can speak, Jamaican patois.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Jamaican. I'm not Jamaican descent, but my mom is from South America, and I do know how to speak, of a Caribbean patois. And it just surprised people. A lot of people didn't know that. And I thought it was very fun. It was very fun making that video, and that has got to be my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Another video that was very fun to make was Love on Fleek,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a very fun video to make, but it's not my favorite song. I write songs to fit the market at the time, not
Mm-hmm.
exactly songs that I would like. I make songs what the people would like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what does success look like for you? Like, where would you like your career to go? And how would you define success for yourself?
Success is different for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
The path of success is different for everyone. Um, how would I want my career to go? I'm gonna keep that to myself.
I'm
But
sorry.
I'm gonna keep that to myself. But success is the
Mm-hmm.
path of success is different for everyone. No one gets to success the same way. Everyone has a different road to success.
Yeah, everyone has a different success journey, and success means something different to everyone. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll agree with you there. I know as a writer, I had a vision of just me writing a not well I had several different visions. I thought, oh, I'm gonna write this novel, it's going to take me 3 months, and then in a year I'm going to be on the New York Times bestsellers list, and I'm going to make millions and millions of dollars, right? Little did I know it would take me several years just to get to my first draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it would take me another few years to polish my first draft, you
Yeah.
know. And then there was finding an agent, and then there was pitching to different publishers, and then there was deciding to independently publish. um, and then from there it was learning to market and promote my book myself, which was a whole nother animal,
Mm-hmm.
so I know the music industry and the book industry are two totally different, separate industries. But with
Mm-hmm.
everything being digitized now, and with the power of distribution and marketing and promotion in the hands of the artist, both journeys are very similar. In that you have to kind of put gas in your own car and rev up your own engine to get where you want your own career to go. So,
Correct.
I respect that you want to keep exactly the heights that you want to reach private, because you can kind of do your own grind and guide yourself to that level, intentionally, and keep that to yourself as your own motivation. So
Right.
I kind of get it. But I know with aspirations, it's like, sometimes you hit it, sometimes you miss it, sometimes you go further beyond what you even imagine or expected. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then I know one thing: on the way to that journey, you definitely pick up other skills and other people and other relationships and people that sort of go with you in that path or in that same direction. So,
Right.
um, support helps. Support helps. Now, um, are you working on any new material?
Right now, I'm performing. I go
Mm-hmm.
from city to city and perform. I will be working on new material when I feel like it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But right now I'm performing. Of course, I'm an entertainer. That's my line of business. I go from city to city. I'm not going from country to country right now. A lot going on with travel, a lot going on, period, in the world. I'm just going to keep it local.
Hmm.
And that's what I'm doing for now until things change. I can only go along with the flow right now.
Gotcha. So you're keeping it local, or is it like state to state?
State to state, which is local for me.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. What are some of the states that you've performed in?
Washington, D.C., New
Mhm.
York. I don't really mess with New York too much. New York is not very kind to me.
Ah,
Kind of stay out of that. I kind of stay out of there. I do Las Vegas, Nevada, which I recently did. I just didn't post it on my Instagram. Uh, I've done Delaware. I've done Wyoming. I've done North Carolinas, the Carolinas, Minneapolis, and I'm going to do New Orleans really soon.
gotcha, gotcha. So, how is it performing in a place like Wyoming?
It's different. It's different everywhere. I perform places where they're asking for me. It's different performing places where you don't know. You have some performances that some people will go to.
Hmm.
They don't have that audience. They're just going to perform and say, "Hey, do you like me?" With me, that's different. They're asking for me. So when I go there, there's my audience is there, and the people that want to see me is there.
Yeah, I can imagine that's different. A different feeling. Are you performing at colleges? Are you performing in local clubs,
Performing,
stadiums?
I'm performing with a company that does small performances around the states. Um, None of them are colleges. We haven't hit any colleges. Have I done college shows before? Yes. If you know an artist named Childish Gambino, when he was coming up in the college scene, I was coming up at the same time, and I
Hmm.
was doing like college radio and doing that Chitlin circuit, if you will,
Hmm.
and that's how that worked. I stopped doing college. I haven't gotten back to it. I don't know if I need to after I did it like a tour to Europe. Like I don't know if I don't think I fit that mold anymore. Because I'm an independent artist that is known in other countries. Like that's like how do I go back and perform at a college?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna say this because I used to be in student government, and actually I was student government vice president, and I know we had a nice little hefty budget,
Mm-hmm.
and we used to pay artists to perform, and we used to pay them well. So I just know that from my own experience, which is why I said, "Hey, are you doing colleges?" That's where the thought came from. But you
I mean,
know,
no colleges have asked for me.
mhm.
So I mean, I wouldn't mind going. If you ask for me, I don't mind going, but no one has asked for me.
Yeah. Now, honestly, I was on the voting end. We had a director of student activities who would actually vet the artists and would
Hmm.
come to the student SGA meetings and say, "Hey, for our next concert, I want this person and I need a budget of this. All in favor?" And we would go, "Hey, no, whatever." But that's a different arena. And I guess there was a pool, a very specific company. I want to say it was Harry Fox, but I could be guessing, and I know I'm guessing. I'm guessing it was Harry Fox, but there was a very specific company that used to send the pitches over to SGA, and the student activities director would choose from whatever artists, and we love to hear artists that were new but hot. you
Okay.
know like if a song was on the radio, and it was like something that we were playing at our parties, and that was the artist that we would look for and try to get, that very new hot artist that nobody else knows or whatever. You know,
Okay.
so that's just food for thought.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Did you attend college, or did you just go? Oh, you did attend. You graduated?
Yes.
Oh, what was your major?
Business management, and I minored in music.
Wow. Now, how did that inform your decisions as president of your own record label, and give you what you needed to pursue music as a career?
Business is something I was always interested in, and growing up, I always knew that you needed to know the business of music. Now, I did not graduate in business music. I graduated in business in general. I was always just very, very interested in business and how to run a business. And I had a few businesses. My very first business was a travel agency online. And then Yahoo came in with, online travel, buying tickets, and that I could not compete with. So I shut it down. I was fresh out of school when I got into that. Yeah. And when I shut it down, I did another business. I opened up a spa where I did facials and massage, and I also did consultation, herbal consultation. So like if you had a cold, if you wanted to get more fertile to have a baby, I would recommend, certain herbs, and I would crush them up for you and bottle it and stuff.
Wow. I love the travel aspect,
Hmm.
and your ingenuity
Hmm.
in starting a travel brand and a travel company. And I'm sure that helped you there in your overseas international career performances.
It would have, but when I had the business, I was like in the first stages of my career, and I wasn't traveling yet. Like no one really knew me and no one was asking for me. I was kind of doing like little bars and stuff like that. So it would have been nice if I still had it, and I, you know, used it to fly around. But by the time people knew me, they were asking for me and they paid for my flights. I really didn't need it.
Well, that's good.
Hmm.
So, what's your favorite place to travel to so far?
I love Hawaii. I went there one time and I saw some very interesting things. You don't know about stuff by watching TV until you actually go there. Then Hawaiian people, they teach you a lot about the land when you get there. And as soon as you get off of the plane, they give you a lei, that whole necklace of roses.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's very hospitable. I like that. Their symbol is the plumera flower, and they have a lot of trees with the plumera flower on it. And this makes the atmosphere smell so amazing. They're very spiritual people. They don't believe in tearing down a property. So let's say someone abandoned their home, it's going to stay there. The government is not going to come and crash it down or anything like that. They may renovate it
Hmm.
and fix it up, but they will not tear it down. They don't believe in that. They believe that their land is sacred. So they don't do that. Also, a lot of the people in the Hawaiian history were black. I didn't know that. I thought maybe they were Polynesian or something like that, but a lot of Hawaiian people are actually very dark skinned.
I didn't know that either.
No, I didn't know that, and I didn't know that till I went there, and I saw dark skinned people, and then when they teach you about their history, it's a lot of dark skinned people. And I tried to put two and two together because they tell you that the Japanese were the ones that used to have the islands. So I'm
Hmm.
saying, so then Japanese people were black because you guys were dark in your ancient times. So I they never really explained that part, but when you go, you do see that.
Yeah, I mean, world history is very interesting here in the United States.
Hmm.
It's sometimes I feel like they're filtering exactly what they want us to know.
Hmm.
Um, so if you really, really want to find out more about history and what it actually is, do your own research, read your own books, and find out what you need to find out on your own for yourself. Um, um, are you into reading? Do you have a favorite book or a title?
I don't have a favorite book, but I reading was one of my favorite things to do growing up in school. Reading is something I love to do. I don't have a favorite book. I don't sit around reading storybooks. Right now, I don't have the time
Hmm. Hmm.
to do that anymore. We have phones. I read stuff online.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna recommend a lovely book by a lovely lady named Eartha Watts Hicks called Love Changes. I heard that book was excellent, marvelous, actually.
Good one. I will check it out.
But yeah, so life is interesting, and entertainment is definitely interesting, and music tends to be music can be therapy. It can also be a distraction. It can also be motivation. Music can be everything. What what made you pick or choose the genre of music as pop, as far as your influences and your performances? What made you choose pop music?
My brain is R&B and pop and love songs. That's what my brain is. It's just like a person that can do country music.
Hmm.
They grew up in that environment and that's what their brain is leaning to. Now I can do other genres, but I can't do every genre. And I lean to the genre that I did because I can do it best. I
Hmm.
understand it. I understand how it's marketed. I understand the look of it. I understand the feel, the smell of it. And that's
Hmm.
why I choose it because I knew it best.
Gotcha, gotcha. Um, now, tell our readers again, or remind our readers how we can connect with you.
You can connect with me on social media.
Hmm.
You can go, I'm on Facebook, it's Tanay Jackson on Facebook. On YouTube, it's 7Tanay7.
Hmm.
On Instagram, it's official _Tanay Jackson. And I'm on TikTok. TikTok is Tanay Jackson 5. You may see more funny things on TikTok about me. I got to update that page. I haven't really been on there hardcore since COVID. And, since COVID, during COVID, we could not perform. So
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
used to stay in the house performing and doing a lot of funny skits. So you'll find that on there and you'll see my playful side. But my TikTok is going to start showing more of my music and my performing very, very soon because this year I just plan to do something different.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now, I found you on Instagram at official _Tanay Jackson. And
Hmm.
I saw the most adorable little video where you was having the Monique conversation from Precious with your Chihuahua.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I
Oh,
have a Chihuahua. He's actually an entertainer too. He dances.
oh.
Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
how long have you had the puppy?
He was born in 2020. I got him during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So he's 5 years old now, and he's gonna be 6 this year. He's a Scorpio for all the other girl Chihuahuas. I want to wake up because 5 years old in the dog world, he's a grown ass man, but he's he's still like a little baby to me, you know. And my kids love him too. He At first he was a little jealous because I did
Mhm.
have him first before the kids, but um, he's grown to like them.
And how is it in the mom space and managing a career and motherhood?
It's different. It's more hectic. Um, your first few months as a mom, it's very demanding, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of adjusting that you have to do. Some people don't make it. Some people, they crash out. They can't take the pressure because they didn't prepare. I think those people didn't prepare for it, and they're not open-minded. You have to have patience with a child,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. You have to have a lot of patience, and you have to now coordinate your life and your schedule a little bit more differently. Some of us have the money to have babysitters and caretakers while we go on with our careers, and some of us don't. And I understand how hard that can be. Me personally, I don't want caretakers for my children because they're too small and they can't properly speak fully yet. You
Mhm.
know, I want, if anything happens to them, I want them to be able to speak and tell me clearly. So, like that, I keep them on my hip for now.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, I do send them to daycare. You know, and they're not in a kindergarten stage yet. They're not in kindergarten stage yet. But I send them to daycare so that they can be social because that's healthy also.
Yeah.
But I make sure that as far as babysitting, oh no, I don't trust people, especially nowadays. People are doing all sorts of stuff to your kid. They even try to do stuff to your child when you're in the hospital, and you have to be on your P's and Q's. Like, I don't like. There was one lady when I was pregnant. She wanted to inject me with ibuprofen, and she told me that would help me with my pain. And I said, "You're not injecting me with that. You're not gonna give my children autism, and you're not gonna make me sicker." And if I didn't know any better, I would have sat there and let that nurse inject me with that.
Yeah. 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 And then in the motherhood journey, it's your children teach you who you are, and they teach you what your strengths and your weaknesses are. So it gets really, really interesting, because they pick up and reflect right back. They're like little mirrors, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the motherhood journey is also a self-discovery journey, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and we hope that they take the best of us, um,
Mm-hmm.
and we do our best to guide them in the path that we want them to go, so that they can be successful and thrive. you
Right.
know and it's never easy, and even when it's hard, you can't quit.
And that's the part that probably makes people crash out. But
Mm.
like I was saying, it won't be hard if you prepared for it and you have the knowledge on how to raise a child. One thing that I can advise new moms is you have to be patient, and you have to have a lot of patience with a child. Like me myself, I want to go back to work. I wanted this, I wanted that, and I'm just lucky that I have family that will watch my children while I go out to perform.
It's a
I
blessing. Hmm.
Yeah, so but if I can take them with me, they're coming on the road with me, and that's it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a blessing. Having a strong support system, especially when it comes to raising kids,
Mhm.
because doing it all yourself all the time by yourself is exhausting.
Mhm.
And every so often you need a breather, even if it's just to catch a second wind.
Mhm. That's true.
So I commend you on your journey, and your journey in your career, and through motherhood.
Mhm.
And I wish you much, much, much success. And thank you for joining us, Tanay, on Good Morning Community. And I want to advise everyone again, please connect with Tanay on Instagram. Follow her at official_ Tanay Jackson. You can look up some of her videos on YouTube and look for her video for Fabulous and see that amazing mask that we've been speaking of and some of her incredible looks. And I still think that she should do looks and styling for other artists, because if she's doing that with her sewing machine, I might invite her over here with her sewing machine and ask her to do me a little favor. But for real though, yeah, I think your outfits and your whole manner of style on stage is absolutely incredible and amazing, especially for an independent artist, because you don't look like an independent artist, and that's the point.
Thank you. Thank
that's
you.
the point.
I appreciate all your compliments, and thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome, Tanay. Have a wonderful, wonderful week and Happy New Year.
Yes, have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, thank you. That was a pleasure. So for those of you who want to find out more about Good Morning Community, please subscribe to Soul City Network on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. View some of our past episodes and connect with some of our people, some of the guests that we have had online. And you can connect with me. I'm Eartha Watts Hicks. I'm the author of that amazing book I was just talking about earlier called Love Changes. Yes, Love Changes. And that one took me a long time to write and publish. So you can read it and enjoy. Wrote it before there was AI. But you can connect with me across all social media at Eartha Tone. So it's like Eartha, like Earth Tone, but my name is Eartha. So it's Eartha Tone. And I'm Eartha Tone across all social media. And again, please subscribe to Soul City. And thank you for joining us on Soul City Network. And you have a lovely, happy, and prosperous new year. Peace and blessings to you all. Bye-bye.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.